London's low-emission zone has expanded, resulting in a massive 44,000 fewer diesel vehicles entering the city every day. This is a spectacular makeover of the city's streets. Are you curious about what creative ways London might lead the way in paving the way for a greener future while overcoming the obstacles posed by EVs? The air quality in London was formerly among the worst in the developed countries due to the traffic congestion. The cities imposed strict rules on highway polluting cars in order to address this problem that has been connected to fatalities and respiratory issues. But the adoption of electric vehicles was practically turned on by these policies. The restrictions, which have been in place for the past 3 years, can cost drivers of gasoline and diesel vehicles up to £27.5, that is about $30.72 per day in order to access downtown London. Over that time, there has been a fourfold increase in the number of licensed company electric vehicles and a quarter decrease in the number of diesel vehicles. It's challenging to make direct comparisons between cities, but there are signs that London's tolls have accelerated the city's switch to electric vehicles. London currently has more EV journeys made by Uber, the largest taxi firm in the world, than any other major city. Don't you want to know the data provided by Melanie Sheffield-Botham? Interestingly, there is also measurable improvement in road accessibility for cars that have a plug. The co-founder of the well-known charging station program ZapMap, Melanie Sheffield-Botham provided data showing that an average of more than 260 new charging points are added each month. Most notably, London's air quality, which in 2017, which was significantly worse than that of cities of a similar size like New York and Madrid in one crucial area, is now comparable to those cities. In fact, the mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, adds, "The issue is personal to me." Shortly after finishing the London Marathon in 2014, he received a diagnosis of adult-onset asthma, which he attributes to pollution. He claims, "I had no idea this hidden killer existed. Things like particle matter are invisible, unlike the Great Smog of the 1950s. However, while I was sprinting down the street, I was literally inhaling poison." Shockingly, the fight against vehicle emissions in London has a lengthy history that comes before Khan's appointment. A revolutionary congestion charge was implemented by the city in 2003, charging combustion vehicles entering the city center at a £5 cost. Khan, dissatisfied with the outcome, introduced a 12.5 daily fee on older, more polluting cars in 2019. The thing is, supervision is not dependent on the age of a vehicle, but rather on its claimed emissions. However, throughout time, standards in the auto sector have usually improved. This means that vehicles registered with the UK's Vehicle Licensing Agency from 2005 or 2015 respectively are more likely to be ULEZ compliant for gasoline and diesel vehicles. Will cities switch to zero-emission vehicles, reduce noise, and increase air quality? But as more and more EVs, including more reasonably priced models, enter the market, the debate surrounding car exhaust will eventually become meaningless. As the UK gradually phases out the sale of new combustion vehicles, driving zero-emission vehicles will become the only choice starting in 2030. There's no doubt that the city will become quieter. There will be fewer exhaust pipes on the road. Everyone in London will be able to breathe easier. Indeed, the UK market for electric vehicles is experiencing significant ups and downs, with considerable obstacles in the e-bike and home EV charging markets. E-bike sales rose during the pandemic, boosting confidence and large expenditure. Excited for the upcoming Farnborough and London EV events? It's not all bad news either. There are exciting things awaiting us. Future Farnborough and London events are expected to be a showcase of innovation, cutting-edge, and motivational success stories. Thousands of test drives are scheduled to offer prospective buyers a genuine feel for electric vehicles, and these events are expected to be the largest ever. Imagine the excitement of testing out multiple smooth, quiet, and potent electric vehicles at once. Nothing makes an impression quite like that. Therefore, despite some bumps in the road, there are plenty of chances for growth and innovation in the UK EV sector going forward, and the future will appear bright and promising with the correct assistance and a little push. The landscape of electric vehicles is changing quickly around the world, and Chinese and Japanese automakers are competing fiercely. Chinese manufacturers in the EV space like BYD are progressing significantly. Their automobiles can readily be confused for well-known brands like Toyota thanks to their sophisticated design and technological capabilities. The global car industry is changing due to the Chinese manufacturers' recent innovation and quality explosion, which is also placing pressure on established firms. Will Japanese cooperation thus represent a new hope? Nissan and Honda, two Japanese automakers, are teaming up to address the EV problem in response. They hope to successfully enter the electric era by combining their considerable knowledge of internal combustion engines with their combined resources in electronics and software development. Even though Nissan has a lot of EV expertise and has learned from its failures, Honda has demonstrated its readiness to innovate with its partnership with Sony on the Ayla project. These firms' combined engineering expertise could result in an amazing conclusion. With the Nissan Leaf, one of the first mass-market electric vehicles, Nissan has a lengthy history with electric vehicles. In the meantime, Honda is looking for creative alliances like their connection with Sony. These initiatives show a dedication to being relevant in a market that is becoming more and more competitive. Technological developments and challenging alliances point to a promising future for Japanese automakers in the EV sector. They do, however, face a challenging environment that is full of potential and threats from new rivals like BYD. In the EV business, the change from hype to reality represents a major turning point as consumers now want real vehicles that they can buy. Online responses show this change, with excitement for concept automobiles like R3 being met with negativity because they don't exist. Consumers these days are more interested in accessible selections and reasonable prospects. In conclusion, blaming London for all EV problems ignores the complexity of the problems the electric vehicle industry faces. The acceptance and development of EVs are definitely influenced by London's law and regulations, but other important variables like consumer preferences, market dynamics, and innovations in technology also have a big impact. It's critical to acknowledge the complexity of the situation and strive towards cooperative solutions rather than placing blame. Through innovation and supportive policies, the public-private partnership, London and the EV industry as a whole can overcome challenges and quicken the shift to environmentally friendly transportation. Ultimately, to achieve significant change and fully utilize electric vehicle potential to cut emissions and enhance urban mobility, legislators, business stakeholders, and consumers must work together. So folks, how can we work together to address EV issues head-on and advance the field of sustainable transportation? Join the discussion and share your opinions. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this video for more advice on navigating the world of electric cars in the future. Let's work together for a greener and more sustainable tomorrow.